Yeah, we can start right now. We can kick this off. So hey everyone, thank you for tuning in. As I mentioned, we are gonna talk about zero knowledge, ZK, and I think this is a new topic. This is something which is just picking up, getting implemented in the blockchain in many of the applications. And today, hopefully, we will learn a lot about it because my guest today, Vince, he is the founder CEO of ZKLink, and yeah, I'm gonna give you the word. Vince, please give us a brief introduction, and then we will start to talk about ZK-Link.
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this podcast. And thank you, Sabi, for organizing this session and inviting me to join. My name is Vince. I'm co-founder of ZKLink. So we're building a unified trading layer for DeFi and NFT with the zero knowledge proofs. So we are the industry's first multi-chain ZK rollup. I think people already know or even very familiar with the scaling solutions based on zero knowledge technology such as Starknet, ZK-Sync, Polygon ZK EVM, Consensus Linear, Scroll Finance, all these like layer 2, general purpose layer 2s, they have gained a lot of traction over the past 12 months and they have grown a lot since the beginning. But I'm not sure if people are also familiar with the other pioneering applications that are building and using zero knowledge proofs as well. Yeah, there has been a lot of discussions around privacy preserving solutions, privacy oriented layer one, layer twos projects. There are quite several big ones as well. And there are the decentralized identities, DIDs. There are like trading solutions, trading infrastructures like ZKLink, and some other smaller applications, even like a Texas Hold'em using ZK knowledge to protect privacy at the same time to have verifiable gaming results. So I just gave you very brief overview of how zero knowledge is utilized in our case. So basically, we're building using a pretty mature proof system, ZK Snarks. The ZK Snarks was firstly utilized by ZK Sync, the proof system, and is developed by the ZK Sync, and then we furtherly innovated and renovated and built on top of multiple layer 1 and layer 2s. Across these different multiple layer 1, layer 2s, we utilize a unified rollup contract. Thus, we can aggregate liquidities and assets from all these layer 1, layer 2s and aggregate them onto the same layer, onto the same platform where applications can list and trade tokens across these different ecosystems. Yeah, it is particularly interesting because that offers users a seamless trading experience, very much similar to when you use a centralized platform like Binance, right? You don't really think about, which the chain is the token from, or think about, which wallet you have to use. You just buy and trade. You just buy, sell, trade. And yeah, the second thing is about the security. So as we're building using zero knowledge proofs, why people nowadays talk a lot about zero knowledge proofs? Because it is considered to be one of the most secure solutions, because it is all the validities and correctness are verified and guaranteed by mathematical proofs instead of other solutions such as, for example, Cosmos. They're like sharing a hub, and the idea is very similar to a POS, but that's a strengthened POS, but still that's a POS. Basically, the security is based on the consensus and based on some economical assumptions. I'm sorry. Yeah, and there are also other solutions like optimistic rollups. When we talk about like scaling solutions, though there's two major solutions of in the market, in the current market, OP, optimistic rollups, and ZK rollups. Obviously, ZKLink belongs to the ZK rollups, one of the ZK rollups. We are the first multi-chain ZK rollup, so it is quite different from these other general purpose ecosystems. Yeah, so Zabi, I was just gonna stop here, and then we can, come back later on all these details.
Yes. I think you just said a lot of interesting things, and I think we should go into details, most of them or each of them. First, let's go back to the basic just a bit, because ZK is not a very new technology. I mean, as far as I know, it was developed by mathematicians, and it's something which you use to keep privacy, and it's something which you prove the existence of that thing with privacy with statistics, right? Can you tell us a bit about that, about the fundamentals of this? And my question here is ZK as safe as it can get, or can the security be reduced to, let's say, zero? I mean, or infinite security to be safe?
Yeah, the answer is definitely yes. Yeah, zero knowledge proofs it's considered to be bulletproof, right? So, if not, we're not talking about quantum computation, then the mathematical equations we utilized, the polynomial commitments, these equations are considered to be unbreakable. Basically, you can consider, I mean, it is already widely believed to be bulletproof. So if a project is building using this technology, unless there are some, like simple mistakes or errors in their smart contract codes, that's why they need auditors, right? They need to have auditor report, and they need to go through more than maybe one round of auditing. So to avoid this like a very entry level or simple mistakes on the smart contract. In terms of the execution environments that are brought up by zero knowledge proofs, it is considered to be this kind of protocol, the communication between the validator and the prover. So there are two major components, right? So validator and the prover. So the verification contract and the prover generates a proof. So utilize a prover key. This prover key, and it of course it encrypted, and then the validator receives the data, the proof from the prover, and send it to the verification contract. And the verification contract has already implemented a verify key. And this pair of key can, only when this pair of key matches, that you can claim, you can accept the claim of whatever information the prover key is coming with. So it means that whatever information it gives you, if this pair of key is matched, it means that the information the claiming is true. So that is why we also call it validity proofs. So this technology is considered to be bulletproof because even you have spotted some like vulnerabilities in the code you wouldn't necessarily have the ability to break it. So you wouldn't be able to cheat the verified contract because you don't have the prover key. If you can pass the verification, means that you already are compliant and already you are a true information. So yeah, that's basically on very fundamental level for beginners or for people who are not so familiar with technology. It's basically zero knowledge technology is saying by claiming something is true without revealing the information that they were sending, and the verify key that I just mentioned will, and a verify contract will just, check and verify whether the prover key is a match. And if the verify key is matched, and then the information that it carries bound together with the verify key is legit, is correct, is valid. So that's why it's called validity proofs. Yeah.
Okay, very interesting. Thank you very much. You mentioned cross chain already. I think first let's talk about the utility of ZK. on cross chain, because I think this is what we see these days. That is where we are heading, right? To reduce the complexity, to make everything user friendly, and to make sure that we don't have to have, I don't know, 15 types of wallets on our phone or PC in order to transact, or on let's say a number of blockchains. ZK gives us a solution to implement all the chains, to use them on one platform. Is that possible?
I'm not sure if I understand your question correctly. So you were talking about does ZK unlock the possibility to implement our solution on all blockchains, or it is
Yeah.
only for
Yes.
the Ethereum? Are you asking about this?
Yes.
Uh, of course, it is not only for Ethereum, but that is most popular right now in the Ethereum developer communities because of, I think a big reason behind that is because Vitalik. Vitalik is like one of the most influential figure in crypto, and he has been advocating for ZK technology from early days, right? A few years ago, when when there are only very few people really believes in the technology, believes in the outlook of the implementation of this technology in crypto space, that Vitalik has already started, advertising or advocating that ZK can be the future of Ethereum. That's why today there are, in the core communities of Ethereum, people are more generally more like familiar, or there are more builders in the East dev communities compared with other ecosystems like Cosmos, Polkadot, and some other alternative layer ones. Uh, and another thing is that actually we are seeing emerging solutions. There are some teams that are building solutions on Cosmos, Polkadot, utilizing zero knowledge proofs. For example, there is a project called ZKIBC. ZKIBC is basically a bridging solution to connect Cosmos ecosystem with Ethereum ecosystem. You can somehow think of it as a bridge to bring assets and liquidities, bridging these two ecosystems. And I also know some teams that are trying to implement, that had tried implementing the ZK privacy preserving solutions for Polkadot ecosystem, such as Manta. Manta is a privacy protocol, right? A privacy preserving layer one. And they started in Polkadot actually a few years ago, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, and now I think they have already pretty much pivoted to the Ethereum ecosystem. I'm not sure if they're still doing some stuff, doing developers products on Manta, but yeah, it's possible. And also for like other blockchains, like Cardano, Agrant, or these newer solutions, layer ones like Move, 3 Aptos. Yeah, which we can totally, the same thing could happen to them. For example, ZK-Link can deploy a ZK verify contract on Aptos on Sui. It is totally viable. We can do that, under the condition that we think it is worth the development cost to deploy on a new emerging layer one using a different ledger, different tech stack, other than Ethereum itself. But right now we're pretty much focused on the Ethereum sidechains, Ethereum rollups.
Okay. Well, it's funny you said that Vitalik said a couple of years ago that zero knowledge will be a big thing, because I think 2 years ago I was in a conference, and a developer just had the presentation, and then that was in 2021, and he said that many projects are already working a lot on zero knowledge, and he believes that ZK will be a big thing in the future. Back then we didn't know just yet what he's talking about. I mean, in general how it will be applied on blockchain. But it is very, very interesting now to hear you and somehow confirm that these type of works, they take a long time for first, and then they work out with the hard work. So yeah, that's great. Okay, let's move forward and discuss about your main focus right now with ZKLink. What is the area you are focusing on right now? What you are trying to achieve?
In very simple words, ZKLink is striving to revolutionize decentralized trading experience by leveraging the zero knowledge technology. We are building the first multi-chain ZK rollup dedicated to empowering the next generation of decentralized trading exchanges, including order book exchange, including NFT marketplace, and some other trading solutions such as like indexing, derivatives, structured products, options, etc. We started with the application of central limit order book exchange. So you can think of ZKLink as an infrastructure for decentralized Binance, right? So what are the main features for Binance when you think of Binance? First of all is the user experience, right? It is intuitive and this is already very easy to use. You can log in through your your email, through your mobile phone, social accounts, and I think this will happen on ZKLink in the second half of this year with the integration of account abstraction wallet, or when some people also call them smart contract wallets. So you no longer need to have a MetaMask. And MetaMask, to be honest, is not user friendly. It is very complicated to manage a seed phrase.
We agree on that, yes.
Yeah. So with the integration on this, account abstraction wallet, which you already did, and it will become usable very soon. I think it will come with our product launch. And secondly, when you think of Binance, you think about a very, very good liquidities, right? The level of liquidities on Binance is the best is in the market, and it's very dominant. Well, there are many reasons behind that, but most of all because that is the users are there, right? So traders, high frequency traders, algo traders, market makers, arbitrageurs, and retail traders. Everyone wants to trade on Binance because of the level of liquidity. They have the best liquidity, and so for decentralized trading products, the initiation or the code starts to liquidity provision or liquidity bootstrapping, liquidity providing. This is very challenging job to do. But if you have a product that can aggregate the liquidities across different layer 1, layer 2, different ecosystems, you can take a few steps further compared with the products of today. So you can provide a better liquidity, higher capital efficiency, and so that traders will be more motivated to use your products. And the third aspect of Binance, when you think about it, is like you sort of like a branding or trust. Actually, people are still very used to to these centralized exchanges because they think that Binance is too big to fail, and they can certainly just bail out their loss when they get hacked or then when something bad happened to them. But to be honest, for this, I think this is very risky for anyone, right? Even for Binance themselves, we should be aware that there's no centralized entities in the industry is too big to fail. You can take FTX as a very good example. They were very close to be, on the very top of the industry, and they are so close to the U.S. regulators, and they were pretty big. They're like top 3, and they had a very, very big book, and then they failed over overnight. We can call that overnight, just in a few days maybe. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Binance failed the same way or some other ways. uh, yeah, users want like Binance because that feel like there's kind of trust and the CZ and the company itself and the presence, the branding. Yeah, but I think decentralized trading products can totally change that, right? So it can be fully self-custodial. So you wouldn't have to give up custody over your own assets, and you can just trade with the smart contract wallets that feels like seamless. It's not so painful to migrate from the products that you're familiar with to the next generation of decentralized products, and that are building on top of infrastructures like ZKLink. So you can trade in one interface. You can have tokens from different ecosystems. You can buy, for example, Sui Aptos using your funds from Ethereum. You can park your money on this infrastructure in your smart contract wallet without worrying that it will be gone someday, because you have like 100% of ownership and control of your own assets, simply because of that. And you are not you can be I think you can relax on this on the security side, because that inherits security of Ethereum, right? So which is widely considered to be the most secure and decentralized blockchain, the benchmark of the industry. So yeah, that's totally add up together. I would say that users will see that very soon users will be able to use Binance but decentralized, and ZKLink is striving to empower that and accelerate the development process for that.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting. Yes, I mean, if I think about Binance, I think what people forget many times, because in crypto often we have short memories. When everything is rallying, let's say, okay, when there is just the maximum traffic on blockchain, very often centralized exchanges also, let's say that they get clogged, and you just can't go through with your transaction for first. Second one, yes, Binance right now is on the spot, probably because they are the biggest. Maybe the communities or people wouldn't have, or us wouldn't have that much problem with Binance if it would have like 3 other competitors, right? So I totally understand what you're saying, and yeah, I'm glad that we have such solutions in the works, which tends to go towards decentralization. And I think we are talking about the ZKX, right? Which you have on testnet. I think I saw that on your website.
Yes, we have been on testnet for over 12 months. We have do a massive tests in different aspects. We have gone very deep into details, and especially on security. We do not compromise on security. We launched a campaign. It is called Dunkirk, and Dunkirk is a historic evacuation of the French and the British troops on the French beach, right? So I think everybody knows about that. So we're naming this event in Dunkirk to as a metaphor, that is an emergent withdrawal, an emergent recovery of your assets. So under the most extreme conditions, in the most serious situations, I'm talking about, okay, the team, the project is completely gone. The team is completely silent and gone. Probably the whole team is completely gone. And the server, the access to the front ends, to the websites, to the smart contract is no longer available. So what do users do, right? So you have assets like depositing to layer 2 projects, a layer 2 protocol, and the assets are locked in a smart contract, and then a contract no longer available, because you need to generate a zero-knowledge proof to be able to withdraw your assets, right? So whenever you send a request of fund withdrawal, you're sending a request to the prover to generate a proof for you to be able to withdraw your fund from the contract. So through Dunkirk test, users will be able to experience themselves how to recover the funds from a layer 2, from a rollup protocol. As rollup are becoming so popular, as there are so many rollups emerging in the industry, I think users will be facing with this problem. Some rollups probably gonna fail in the future. I don't know. I hope not. because there are not only one roll up, there are so many. There are different designs, different technique, trade-offs, and yeah, the second aspect of it about Dunkirk is that to help users be prepared for unforeseen events, be prepared for emergent situations. That there have already been so many, and I believe in the future there will be the ones we saw on ZKLink, the hacks, the rug pulls, and the implosion of FTX, the collapse of Three Arrows, all these incidents, security disasters won't be the last ones. I think we're gonna see more in the coming bull cycle. I think as the crypto develops, there are always so many security vulnerabilities on different levels. Through the test of Dunkirk, we hope that users will become better equipped with the necessary knowledge that they need to have to navigate the unforeseen events when something bad happen in the future. At the same time, we want to help users understand in a better way how to differentiate, how to choose a project, differentiate the good ones from bad ones, especially on the security level. This is so fundamental. It's in crypto security and asset security. Your funds is everything. Yeah, users need to know how to protect their investments, how to manage the risks, and through this hands-on experience, I think users will have a better understanding of how these protocols operates. Thirdly, we also want to promote this Dunkirk test as industry standard. We want other projects that claim themselves to be 100% safe and fully custodial, self-custodial, fully trustless. All these projects, all these DeFi protocols, all these products that they claim themselves to be trustless and self-custodial, they should be able to do a Dunkirk test, to perform a Dunkirk test, then shut down themselves and rug pull the users and say if and show the users if they are capable of still users will be capable of recover their funds from the protocol without anyone's help, without anyone's permission. Of course, there will be some sort of collaboration needed. In the case of Dunkirk, we need like third-party nodes because not necessarily every user knows how to run a recovery program using the codes and instructions on GitHub. Of course, it's open source and accessible for anyone, but not necessarily everyone knows that. So there will be naturally a third-party reputational institutions that runs the recovery program and provides a service to some to the retail users who do not have the technical knowledge to install and run the program themselves. But ideally, I think that every one of us, each one of us, should be able to know how to install and run the program like that, because that is the only way to ensure 100% security. When you are clicking on a website, when you are clicking on a link, always ask yourself, do you really know what is behind? Do you really know what is going on? Otherwise, placing a trust on something that is not verifiable is always dangerous. You can be right like 1,000 times, but then 1,001, if you click on some links that you could lose all your investments just like over a second. That is why I think it is very important to implement the idea that users need to do. You need to be fully self-custodial, fully self-sovereign, and to answer to the ethos of crypto, right?
Yes, I totally agree. I think regarding the rug pulls and scams, we have a lot of time ahead of us until we can get rid of those, and this is because of the industry is very young, and at every cycle we have new people, and the generation before is trying to teach the new people, but obviously these things happen, and as long as we are not educated, and as long as we have a flood of new people, which is a good thing, obviously, also the scams and the rug pulls get some space on the stage, and then they get more profitable. However, I hope so. I hope that in a couple of years, maybe decades, it can be also decades, this will reduce a lot. I think we saw that in the last couple of years with solutions just like Dunkirk. In the meantime, I want to mention that after our chat, there will be also an opportunity for anyone to ask a question about ZK, about ZK-Link. So if you have a question, you can type it in the comment, or you can just ask to be a speaker, because we are going to admit you and you can ask Vince whatever you want to know about this topic. Now, just one more question about Dunkirk. I think it already started, and tomorrow we'll start the fun part, right? The recovery of the assets. Anything? If anybody wants to jump on now in this test, can they still do it?
I'm afraid it's too late for this one. We launched the Dunkirk test like a week ago on the 3rd of May. Yeah, today we just decided to shut down the testnet, and without notifying our users that we're gonna do this today. It was planned actually tomorrow. So why we're doing this today? Actually, this is very interesting. The idea is to help users understand that no one will ever inform you when something bad happens, right? So the FTX didn't warn anyone when they go imploded, then when they go implode, they bankrupt, right?
Yeah.
So no one will ever inform
Except
you
the
if something
yeah.
bad is happening, like for the next day or for the next minute. It just happened like that, so fast, so quickly. So we just decided to randomly shut down the testnet 24 hours ahead of the planned time, right? So to really to implement the idea that no one's gonna be able to foresee something is coming, so no one will inform you. So always stay alerted and always stay vigilant and stay safe. Be careful.
I think this was actually a good idea. So I really like what you just did here, that without an announcement, you just closed it down. Maybe some people were preparing with some tricks, but yeah, I think it's a good one. And I think you do a huge favor to the community. Okay, second to last question about ZKX. As you look into the development of the platform, we know that users are drawn to the user experience. We discussed about that. That's why Binance is so big. Do you think that, let's say in the near future, such platforms as ZKX or maybe your platform can provide similar user experience? And if people will understand maybe from the start the importance of decentralization and own your own asset, they will opt for these kind of platforms rather than exchanges.
Yeah, first of all, ZKES is a product using our technology, using the ZKLink infrastructure, right? So we can make a metaphor here. The ZKEX is the decentralized finance, and ZKLink is the infrastructure for the decentralized finance for ZKEX. We're like similar to Stackware, and ZKEX is similar to DYDX. But yeah, we both are stronger version and this improved version of this.
Nice, very nice. Okay, last question.
Sorry,
And
I
this
just
is
want to come back on that, right? So you were also
yes,
that,
sure.
yeah, just sorry. For users, why it is important to know that this new kinds of products and solutions are coming, because right now I don't think that people have a lot of options or choices. They are like, say, the trading experience and the user experience on DeFi, on decentralized platforms, are quite broken, right? The security is an issue. Bridges is always vulnerable. Bridges is scary. That we have seen so many hacks, and even some products, some teams can rug pull their own users. And auditing firms, they have different, there are good ones and not so good ones. The most recent rug pull happened on ZK-Sync. This DeFi is a DEX that rug pulled their own users. Although it's not so so big in terms of the scale, but it's still scary because they are audited by CertIC. Means that CertIC is not performing the job. They didn't do their job. This is actually scary for traders, for users, and the liquidities on decentralized platforms are not good. There are so many liquidity silos. So as there are so many layer 1, layer 2 blockchains, there are so many different protocols, different, so like maybe 1,000 DEXs. So they are there. They form all these liquidity silos. So we need to have a stronger solution, have like unified protocol, unified trading layer, unified infrastructure that will be able to aggregate all these liquidity silos and form deep liquidity for, to support, a good level of trading experience. You don't want to see like if you want to for example buy 10 ETH, you don't want to see you are like a loss of like maybe 2% of slippage. That is totally unacceptable. And yeah, so the ZKLink infrastructure will be focusing on solving all these problems and really to empower a product that can provide a similar experience to Binance. Yeah, so we hope that for in a several months time, people will be able to use the product, and in maybe another several months time, people will really realize that this product is as good as a Binance but decentralized.
Very good. Thank you very much. Okay. I kind of lied because I do have two questions. So this is second to last question, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Since so we were talking, I think, for the last 1 year that bear market is for to build, right? Everyone has time. Everything is quiet. Now, since the market started to move, is there a pressure on projects now to build faster, maybe, or do you see like a deadline, or how projects, how builders like you and your team experience this kind of movement, that right now one day we are accelerating, the other day it's quiet again. So how do you experience this start of a new cycle, let's say?
This is definitely a very interesting topic, right? Because market movements in crypto is the volatilities and the cycles. It concerns everyone, especially the builders and the projects. In our case, for example, from our own perspective, we definitely think that we had made an internal adjustments in answering to the change of the market. Especially last year, there's a significant drop, on the market. The price of bitcoins, the index, you can consider that the index, and also the level of liquidities and the activeness of all crypto traders and builders, investors, and everybody seems to be more conservative, just like in a very short period of time, and we need to answer to that. We need to make it adjustments accordingly. For example, we have slowed down our scaling speeds. We are a team of about 40 people right now. We actually had plans to recruit more engineers, but we tend to be more careful when the market is not doing great, and don't expect the macro to not maybe to be resolved in anytime soon. So we definitely need to survive the bears, and then we can see that when the market gets more active, and when everyone gets more active on the investments, there will be more capitals, will be more liquidities, will be more trading, and there will be more opportunities. And currently, I think that we're at a point that we already, I think that the worst is already behind us. And I'm not saying that we are in the bull market. I'm not optimistic about the bull coming anytime soon. I think that I'm not predicting, right? It's very difficult or impossible to predict the market.
Of course,
Yeah,
yes.
I'm saying that probably we're gonna see something stronger. We're gonna see stronger signals the second half of this year, And I believe that next year, with the halving of Bitcoin and also the resolution or the relief of the macro financial environments, we're going to see more activities, especially more capital flow into the crypto market overall. But as a builder and as a long-term builder, we are very focused on the development of the protocol itself. We're not trading. We're not trading the market change. We're not trading anything. So we just for us, it just concerns us. The macro. How much time we need to
Yeah.
see. We need to wait. And we are very patient, to be honest. We have been building over 24 months. We just focus on the products, and we're going to launch very soon. After the launch, we're going to focus on optimization and extending the parameter, adding more features to the network, adding more chains connected with more ecosystems. Or when you are thinking of like the go-to-market strategy, of course, you need to leverage when the market goes more positive, right? When the signals are stronger, then you can do more things with less efforts. You don't want to go against the tide. Go against the tide, it makes everything more difficult. Right.
Yes. Yes.
Right. So we go with the tide. I think the tide is going to come starting the second half of this year, and next year I tend to be more optimistic. We have raised a lot of capital. We have raised nearly 20 million US dollars, and this capital can support us to survive the bear and go through the cycles. We're not just gonna just launch a token pump and dump. We're not a team like that. We're gonna just focus on building and building. You can expand our prime parameters, and we really want to make an impact on revolutionizing the decentralized trading experience. We are crypto native, crypto veterans. We have been in the industry for many years, and we have seen a lot of change and a lot of change in narratives. I don't think that zero knowledge is another narrative like the ones that I've seen before, like Divinity, internet computer, decentralized storage like Filecoin, or that's there are absolutely no applications at all, no adoption of applications, just like storage, just a token, just trading, yeah, just to community hype. There is a lot of hype about ZK as well, but I don't think it is just purely a story. We see fundamentals. We see the technology chain can transform the industry in many positive ways, and there are a lot of possibilities around this. Especially the Ethereum developer community are very, very optimistic about the outlook of zero-knowledge proofs technology as a technology and also as an application that are gonna be transformed or be strengthened by this technology. So with the infrastructure building to be accomplished within the next 1 to 2 years, we're gonna see a lot of amazing applications on layer 2s, on layer 3s, on and even we will see like a ZK-based DIDs, ZK-based privacy-preserving protocols. We're gonna see like I mentioned, smart contract wallets that's gonna bring users from centralized platforms to decentralized platforms, where users can truly be entitled with the ethos, with the decentralization and the self-custody, self-sovereignty, which we have been talking for over 10 years. Yeah, it's finally I see these things coming. And as for the next type of the next cycle, ZK is gonna make a lot of headlines. Yeah, we're gonna see a lot of adoption on the products level. We see probably some mass adoption on certain types of products like GameFi or NFTs, and we're gonna also see mass adoption very, very likely on like decentralized trading solutions, because trading is like the most needed kind of products in crypto.
Yes, yes, and I think you put this very well, because you are building an infrastructure, and that is very different from hypes. And yeah, I mean, steady growth is almost has always a higher chance to be there for a long term. And I think that is what I like the most in ZKLink. Do you have any announcements for our audience which they should look out for in the near future, maybe next weeks, months?
Yeah, for ZKLink, we are wrapping up the Dunker campaign in this week and the next week, and then we're gonna probably spend 1 to 2 weeks on some internal tests, and then we should be able to launch the minute. I think, yeah. So we will be launching the minute very very soon, and you are all welcome to try our product once we go on minute, and there will be also be incentivized as well. Yes. We really appreciate the support of our community supporters and also the early adopters. They are very important. They are amazing. They are very important too for the long-term growth and long-term development of the protocol.
Well, very well. As you heard, people look out for the announcements. Now, if anyone has a question, it is the time to press the speaker button to ask to be a speaker. We are gonna wait just 1 minute, and if there are no questions, then I'm gonna let Vince go, because he has lots of things to build the next infrastructures.
Okay. Seems that there's no question.
Yes, it seems there's no question. Well, Vince, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you very
For
much,
sharing
Zabi,
your
for
knowledge.
making this happen and inviting us. And yeah, very. Well, I think that we'll see a lot of good things happen in the second half of this year. Yeah, stay tuned.
I'm
Yeah.
sure about that, and I hope that we can discuss about this again
Okay.
very soon.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
have a nice night.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very
Bye
much.
bye, everyone. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye. Everyone, press the follow button. We have roundtables, we have interviews every week here on the Morningstar Ventures Twitter handle. So make sure that you follow us, you click the bell, the notification button, and my colleagues, Naini and Peter, will see you next week on the roundtables. Thank you, everyone.